So the big question, Nana, how much did you start with? So Nana, it's obvious that we love rice. I mean, the whole jollof wars and everything else. Over $1 billion every year we spend just chopping rice. So the demand side is clearly there. What would we need to do as a nation to get the supply side of things to about 40%?
I think that first off, we should be able to do a little bit more than 40%. Besides increasing the output per a certain area. So if before we're getting about 3,000 kilos per acre, you should be able to get that to about 5,000 or 6,000 acres. And that you can do by research and just improving the quality of the seed. Besides that, we'll have to invest a bit more in mechanization and commercialization of rice farms or farms in general. And for all these things to happen, you need different people interested in the rice value chain on the supply side. So if you're a plumber, you're an engineer, you know how to use like a water level machine, you know how to use like how to get water to different places or how to harvest rainwater. These are all different things that need to be done to be able to improve or boost agricultural production or output.
So speaking of the value chain, we eat a lot of rice and a lot of you are looking for opportunities within the value chain to make some money from that demand. What are some gaps you've noticed that we can take advantage of within that rice supply chain?
So right from the beginning, for instance, some of the guys who are doing the research for the seeds do not have direct access to the smallholder farmers. So you could easily go to the research side and then decide that you're going to help to propagate the seed across the country. So some of those research guys need some marketers. So like people who are big into technology, people who are big into marketing, to be able to make these seeds and the difference they're able to make visible and available to smallholder farmers. People could go into mechanization. So you buy one tractor, you rent it out to people who are smallholder farmers who are in the area. Because, for instance, to harrow a land is 150 Ghana cedis. Whether you are in Eastern region, Western region, in Ghana, there are certain services that have a set price point. So you can equally invest in tractor or mechanization services. People can also get more interested in offering drone services to farms. So you can bring in a drone and then do some of the spraying that is required on a large scale farm or even a small scale farm. People can get into the distribution side because right now, when I finish producing, I have to do all the processing and then do all the delivery to the customer. So people could get involved either on the processing side or on the distribution side.
What are the opportunities within the processing side?
So you could do storage. So right now, when you finish producing, even for me to store my seeds, I need to put it in an air-conditioned room because it's a temperature point at which the seed needs to be before it is planted. So you can get people who are in the storage space. So we store seeds for rice farmers or we store seed for commercial farms. People can do storage of the rice itself because all the rice we produce doesn't all get sent to the customer at the same time. So sometimes people can invest in silos and then just store rice for long periods of time. People could also go into the milling of rice. So you could mill rice and then get the actual rice that you get in a package bag. But then another byproduct of rice is like rice bran, which is used for poultry feed, used for pig feed, different kinds of feed, even rabbit feed. So people could get into producing feed for poultry, piggery, rabbit, stuff like that. So the
opportunities are endless.
They're endless. I could keep talking about that
and all these, how much starting capital would you need?
You need a good passion, drive to make a difference. You don't need money per se. Because look, when you get to the research guys, they may not have what it takes to be able to come and meet the smallholder farmers because they are in Accra doing research or in Kumasi doing research or in the north doing research. You can just take a car, come out to the smallholder farmers, gather 4 or 5 of them, convince them why this seed will improve their lives over the other seed that they're currently using or how one little process that they could do would improve the yield that they'll have or the output that they'll have. That doesn't cost money. So you take the seed from CSIR, you bring it out to the smallholder farmer, you make a margin on what you sell to the smallholder farmer. We move.
Charlie. Walk us through the process of even planting the rice like this to it becoming the one that we use for our wamo and our wachi and jollof and the people involved in it.
Look, we are at full production. Let me not even talk full production. Right now we have about this field, we are on one of our plots. This field is about 60 to 70 acres. It's actually 66 acres. On this field, in a month, you're able to employ over 30 people.
Wow.
Just to work on the land. And so when you purchase the rice and then our costs are taken care of, we're able to provide employment for 30 people. Mm-hmm. And it's not a single person. It's you see mothers who are now able to take their kids to school because of the employment they have. You should see a queue of the people there when they are coming to collect their salaries or their pay. And it doesn't stop there. When we are harvesting this field, we probably had over 20, 25 people just helping to move the product from here to the milling site. And so you realize very quickly that purchasing locally or seeing the value of growing this, or you visiting the farm and seeing what is happening here, gives you even more vim when you are purchasing the rice, because you realize, listen, I'm not just buying rice to consume for myself. I'm producing rice that is actually affecting a lot of people's lives and a lot of people's families. And this is not only what I produce. So we don't only produce on our own. We also support a lot of smallholder farmers.
So the big question, Nana, how much did you start with?
I started with about 12,000 cedis.
That's like less than $2,000. That's it.
That's it. And I did 5 acres with that amount of money.
And now you have 10,000 acres. How many do you produce? Because Christmas is coming. We all need to eat Nana rice.
Right.
So where do we get Nana's rice?
Check online, a store near you. We're in about 200 stores locally.
Okay.
But now when we talk about that, I can talk about, we're in Ireland, we're in
here,
Hong Kong,
we're in the US, UK, everywhere. Taking Ghana rice global.
Yep. Right from the center of the world. But yes, so at this point, we're in about 200 stores as at now. We hope to continue to increase that number. So hopefully we'll be in a store near you. But once you go on our website, you should be able to put in your location and we'll show you the closest store to you.
Thank you so much for welcoming us onto your farm, Nana. It's been amazing.
A pleasure having you, and I hope you had fun while you were here.
I did. I had a blast. I'm going to come again.
Thank you. We'll have like housing available for people, tents available for people.
Nice.
So you could come stay out here for like a day or two.
But we have to do part 2 about the other things you do aside rice. So we're going to do a part 2 on all your other things. So everybody knows the rice, but he does other things aside the rice as well. Any last words for budding entrepreneurs watching us who are looking for something to do?
I think that don't sit back, don't wait. Anybody who has an iPhone especially, you could have made major investments in the country, in the continent, to start this whole economic transformation, because I think that is something that everybody can get involved in. Like, you don't need to amass a lot of money, thousands of dollars to be able to get started. You need a dedicated heart. You need like passion, a drive to do something or make a difference. And I'm sure economic transformation will be a different story on the African continent. Thank
you very much, Nana, for bringing us here and your drive.
Thank you.
I truly believe that the $1 billion we spend importing rice into this country, we can bring it down. And men like him, people like him, actually, human beings, he's in his 30s. Can you believe that? He's been able to do all of this. There's no way you can start that journey to really helping Ghana achieve its import substitution drive.
Dziffa, it's okay. You're hype, child.